This is a crop of heirloom beans. These are NT half runners. We raise these for our CSA, but also we raise our own seed. So we've isolated this field. It's just kind of a small field off by itself, so they're not going to cross-pollinate with anything. The rows are about 150 foot long, and these beans are roughly 3 weeks old. We prep our ground just like we would for any other crop. Plow disc and run a power harrow. We use our seeder to direct seed these beans. We've got a Mattermac vacuum seeder, but you could use anything like an Earthway push seeder or something. Beans plant pretty easy, so you don't need anything fancy for that. We plant a row every 6 feet, so it's the center of the bed. And once the beans are up and we've cultivated them with the tractor one time, we'll go ahead and drive 7-foot T-post, and we use just an earth anchor, and I think it's 5/16 cable. And we used to tie the cable to the post, but finally we just thought, well, we'll just drill a hole. So we just on a drill press drilled a hole in the T-post. Sometimes they'll already have a hole in the top when you buy them, and then drill a hole in the bottom and run the cable through there. We also use a gripple fence strainer. We used to use those high tensile twist strainers, but you can really use just kind of whatever works. We put a quick coupler on here. It's a threaded, I think a threaded half link or a threaded link is the right term for it. But it comes apart so you can just take it off of there and not have to redo this each year. It's got a cable clamp on there, and it'll hold quite a bit of weight. When the vines grow up and the wind blows, you do have quite a bit of weight on them. So we run our strings on the cables and just use I think it's like an 8-pound box of tomato tie twine duct taped to a board. We drill holes where the twine comes out. We tie it off, and then we just pass this board. It takes 2 people. One person hands it over, and then the other person hands it under. And you can do a whole row in about 10 minutes. It doesn't take too long to run the strings on it once you've got the cables up. So it is a lot of work, but it's a great way to grow beans, and it's a good trellis. And the strings, when you do 4 at a time, don't blow and bunch up in the wind. They kind of push against each other, so it'll keep the spacing throughout the season. And once we're picking on these beans, as long as they've got enough moisture, we can harvest them for 4 weeks.